Abia State in southeast Nigeria is still in the news, and daily there's a new twist to the issues surrounding the governorship seat in the state. This is the second time the seat is troubled. In December 2015, the Governorship Election Appeal Tribunal, sitting in Owerri, Imo State, nullified the election of Governor Pt.1 of Abia State.
A robust blueprint we developed for Abia State.
The court also declared Dr. Alex Oti of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, Abia, the winner of the April 11 and April 25 supplementary elections. The five-member panel, headed by Justice Oyebisi Omoleye, annulled the election on the grounds of substantial non-compliance with the electoral law. In an appeal filed by Mr. Oti, the court said the Abia candidate scored 164,444 valid votes to defeat Ikpeazu, 114,444 votes. The judge, Omoleye, said that the cancellation of the elections held in the local government areas of Obingwa, Osisiomangwa, and Isialangwa by the returning officers after the results were uploaded to INEC was wrong. The court therefore directed INEC to issue certificate of return to Mr. Oti and swear him in as winner of the election.
He's entering into his collection sheets. If he is not satisfied.
The court's judgment, however, was not taken with a pinch of salt, as the People's Democratic Party filed another appeal. In February 2016, the Supreme Court in Abuja affirmed the election of Okezie Ikpeazu as governor of Abia State.
It's been a very long and tedious journey from the tribunal to the Court of Appeal, and then finally here at the Supreme Court. And then the Supreme Court came out in a most astute manner and then restated the law exactly the way it is. So it's a thing of joy from that perspective.
It's not a victory for him alone. It's a victory for democracy. It's a victory for our nation, and it's a victory for our legal system.
Regarding the governorship, we really don't have a choice but to accept it in good faith.
What we came to do was service. So for us, it's not a matter of life and death. We have accepted the judgment of the Supreme Court, even if we do not agree with them. But they are the highest court in the land, and I believe that in their wisdom, they had given the judgment the way they understood it. We will not expect that they cannot make mistakes or they are infallible. So as human beings, I believe they have delivered the judgment the way they did. For us as a party and for us as candidates, we didn't think that justice was done to the case, but it's a matter that we don't want to push beyond this.
The Apex Court, in its decision, set aside the judgment of the lower court and that of the Court of Appeal, nullifying Ikpeazu's governorship.
Upon assumption of office, we marshaled out 5 cardinal areas we wanted to focus on.
4 months into settling down to work, a federal high court in Abuja orders that the governor of Abia State, Okezie Ikpeazu, vacate office immediately for submitting false information to his party, the People's Democratic Party, for the party's governorship primary in December 2014. The judgment, delivered by Justice Okonabang, orders the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to immediately issue a certificate of return to the plaintiff, Uche Oga, who polled the second highest number of votes in the primary election of the PDP. Barrister Monday Obani is one of Uche Oga's lawyers. His views are not different from those who maintain that his client be sworn in after meeting all requirements necessary to contest an election and the verdict which is in his favor.
2014, the PDP as a political party conducted a primary election in which there were participants, and my client and friend was a participant, and that's Dr. Samson Uche Oga. And after that particular primary election, they declared the result in which Dr. Pt.1 became the highest scoring candidate in that particular primary election, and he was declared the winner. Uche Oga came second with 103 votes. I think Dr. Pt.1 scored over 400 votes in that particular primaries. And so we wrote a petition to the election panel, appeal panel of PDP, and they never replied us, they never attended to us. And there is a guideline that if you have such an issue with the election that has taken place, you have a right to write a petition, which we did. In fact, it's an internal mechanism you must exhaust before you go to court. So when we did that and we were not replied to and nobody answered us, we had to go to court. We looked at the documents that was submitted by the gubernatorial candidate of PDP in the person of Dr. Pt.1, and we found out that on the face of the document there were so many irregularities and lies, and so we had to come to court for a remedy. Now, what we are doing is very constitutional. If you look at Section 182 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, Section 182, it says, no person shall be qualified for election to the office of a governor if, and now you refer to paragraph J, he has presented a forged certificate to the Independent National Electoral Commission. So issue of presenting a forged certificate. Now, the certificate itself was not defined, we know, but of course we know that there is birth certificate you have to present, there is a tax certificate you have to present if you are contesting an election. But if there is any ambiguity with that section, let's have a recourse to Section 177. 177, subsection, paragraph C. Let's read Section 177. It says, a person shall be qualified. This is the qualifying section. The other one is disqualifying. It says, a person shall be qualified for election to the office of a governor if, you go to paragraph C, it says, he is a member of a political party and is sponsored by that political party. In other words, if you are not sponsored by a political party, you cannot in any way be qualified to run for any office in Nigeria. So it's important we get that clear. And for you to be qualified by a political, for you to run an office by a political party, you must have fulfilled the conditions, the electoral guideline of a political party. Now, PDP in 2014 issued a guideline that guided their primary election in 2014, and I have that particular electoral guideline here. And I will go to part 4 of that particular guideline. It says gubernatorial primary election. Article 13 says an aspirant for the gubernatorial primary shall, paragraph B, fulfill all the conditions set out in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended. I have referred to you now to certain sections of the Constitution, 177 and then 182. Now it says you must fulfill the condition of the Constitution. Then 2, the Constitution of the party, 2012 as amended. Then 3, the provisions of any other relevant law, including tax laws and all that. Then 4, and these guidelines. In other words, you are qualified to run for an office as a gubernatorial candidate if you fulfill this condition as specified. The Constitution, the law guiding the party, the guideline of the political party is here. Is there in the Article 13. Now, the article that deals with tax is Article 14. It says, an aspirant to the gubernatorial primary shall not be qualified. Use the word shall not be qualified to be nominated or to contest the primary election if he/she fails to produce his income tax certificate or any evidence that he has paid his income tax for the last preceding years.